Sometimes, elves, you know, when a scent hits you, it hits you. And oh, I got a list for you of all the scents that truly took my breath away. And yeah, let's get right on into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The Santa Maria here. Today we are doing love at first sniff fragrances. What does that mean? These are the fragrances that as soon as I smelled them, I fell instantly in love with them and knew I had to have them. A lot of times I either purchased them right then and there on the spot, or I literally went back for them, give and take a week, and had to have them. There's some lotion on there. But yes, those are our fragrances that we're talking about. So the thing about it is that what's funny about this list is that just because a scent is love at first sniff does not mean it's a scent I wear all the time. So if you're thinking this is a fragrances I'm most obsessed with, fragrances I wear all the time type of list, no, it is not that. No, these are just simply the scents I fell in love with as soon as I smelled them and I knew I had to have them. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 14 fragrances that make this list that meet this criteria. So yeah, I was very tickled to see how this list stacked up, and I'm sure you will be too. But alas, before we get all the way into these 14 fragrances, elves, you know what we must do first. Lipstick of the day, everyone. We went with MAC Bad and Bear. Check that out. Very nudie brown. It'll be in the description box linked below for you to check out as always. Next up, we have fragrance of the day. We keep it chill. It's morning time when I'm filming, so yeah, I'm laid back. This is Clean Reserve Skin. Check that out. So perfect when you just need something to smell good, but you're not necessarily trying to wear like perfume. Clean Reserve Skin is your fragrance of the day. So now let's get into these love at first sniff fragrances. It's only right that I talk about this first scent first because this is the OG on the list. This is the scent I've had in my collection the longest, and it truly epitomizes love at first sniff. I have to thank my auntie for putting me on this one. This is Bulgari's Omnia Crystalline. I only have a travel size left of it. I need to get a full size bottle back in my collection. You want to talk about a scent that just smells clean? This was a woody pear fresh scent before this was a thing. This scent has been out literally since I was in high school, which is a long time now. This scent to me was ahead of its time. This was my original airport scent. This was my going to class scent, traveling, and it would always get compliments. This is the scent you want to wear when you want to be doing enough but not like you're trying too hard, and that's why I love this scent so much. Again, it's clean but it has a pear and it's woody, and I really enjoy that. And now I'm grateful that 30-something me can appreciate this scent even more than 16-year-old me. So yeah, there's that. That's your first scent. This is Bulgari's Omnia Crystalline. The next scent, also can't do this list without this fragrance. This scent is an OG, put some respect on this fragrance as well. This is the fragrance that started my Tom Ford collection, and I will forever have this fragrance in my collection because it was truly a love at first sniff. I had to have it, and it has since been in my collection ever since. I'm talking about none other than Tom Ford's Velvet Orchid. Yes, Velvet Orchid. Elves that have been with me, you've heard me talk about this fragrance. I told you all this was my socialite, going out, man-eater fragrance in my 20s. Me and this fragrance had a good 5-year run of that. Of course, all of this is pre-head elf, of course, but this is, honey, if this bottle could talk. We had some times, but more importantly, this fragrance, I remember smelling it in Sephora. I remember I was younger, scraping my little coins together. I was like, let me just smell a few things. And I remember like, oh, I remember hearing about Tom Ford. Smelled Black Orchid, which I liked, but I knew I wasn't ready for it yet at that point in my life. But then I smelled Velvet Orchid when it came out, and I was like, oh, that's the one for me. Oh, that's the one. I gotta have it first. It's just that violet, it's sexy. And it's still sexy to this day. I actually need to wear you more. It's just been a little bit too hot for you right now. But absolutely, Tom Ford's Velvet Orchid, a forever love it first sniff fragrance. Forever. Now this next one, this represents the grown woman that you see today. I had to have this one, and I'm so glad the head elf listened and got it for me. You all love it first sniff. This scent I had heard about from men and women talk about this scent. It's a true niche scent. And I said, okay, this must really be everything. So I had to get my nose on it. Ordered a sample set from Frederic Malle. This was the one that blew me away. And I'm talking about none other than Portrait of a Lady. Get into it. This right here is the most potent, rich rose fragrance I have ever smelled. This is everything. And this leaves a trail like nobody's business. Like once this get in your nose, it's going to hug your nose hairs. This hugs your clothes. This is everything. I hate I got it when it was starting to get warm because I could only wear it a little bit because literally like the weather switched up a little bit later. But oh, once fall comes, oh, y'all gonna see this a lot. Y'all are going to see this fragrance so much as a fragrance of the day or fragrance of the evening. Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle. This is everything. Spicy Rose. Woo. Sexy. Again, Frederic Malle's Portrait of a Lady. The next fragrance on this Love at First Sniff list. This is true. I did a whole video on this fragrance. So if you know, you already know. I'm talking about, this is from the house of Kayali. And this is the Kayali Vanilla 28. Check out my big bottle and look how dark my juice is. Love this. If you all recall, I purchased a little 10 ml size travel size of this first just to test it out because I kept hearing about how much everybody loved it and it was always sold out. I said, okay, this can't be that good, that type of thing. Purchased a 10 ml, got to my house, unboxed. It was a Friday evening, I'll never forget it. And I said, oh, this is everything. Oh, this is everything. I immediately had to have a big bottle and I stalked the website for an entire month so I could get it, if you all remember my story. And I'm still happy that I purchased the big bottle of this fragrance. It's that good. It works with everything. This is what I wear to bed a lot of times. It layers well. It's just great. It's the easiest vanilla fragrance that I own, and for that reason, that's why I love it so much. Again, that is Kayali Vanilla 28. Staying in the Kayali family, the next fragrance is from Kayali as well, obviously, and this is Kayali Utopia Vanilla Coco 21. You all, I was so happy. If you all remember, I was gifted this fragrance from the brand, but I was excited because this scent had been on my radar anyway, because I like the scent profiles. Vanilla and coconut? That just sounds amazing, like a dream, especially for hot weather, because at the time it was starting to warm up and I was thinking, ooh, that would be probably the best one to get. And the fragrance gods blessed me and here we are. This scent is worth the hype. As soon as I smelled it, my nose and my assumptions were correct. I knew I would love this scent and I do. This is amazing. I think actually this might almost be my favorite Kayali, maybe. But most importantly for this video, it was a love at first sniff because it just smells like vacation, beachiness, just all of that in a bottle. And I was definitely hating work at the time, so this just smells like a mental vacation for me and I'm just so here for it. Again, this is Kayali's Utopia Vanilla Coco 21. Oh, this fragrance right here. This is a true love at first sniff. I remember where I was at the time, my reaction when I smelled this. And I'm talking about none other than MFK's Baccarat Rouge 540, the original EDP. And get into the dent. Check it out. This scent, I remember smelling it. I was purchasing a fragrance for a gift. And I remember the sales associate was like, have you heard about MFK fragrances? So this was like 3 or 4 years ago. And I was like, no, I haven't. It was like, oh, let me throw you some samples in. You should try it out. And I'm going to spray a little bit of this one. I think you should try it out. So they sprayed it on the test strip for me. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I wasn't really in there for that. Again, I was purchasing a gift. Smelled this and I literally went, I said, please put some samples of this one in my bag. I had to wait a year for this, but it was worth it because I ended up being gifted this fragrance. So that was even better, so it was worth the wait. But this scent, I still love it. It's still magical to this day. This is the scent I credit with truly starting my love of niche fragrances because this was my first ever niche fragrance. So this is definitely a wonderful introduction to the niche world. It's great. This scent, there's a reason why you see it everywhere. There's a reason why everybody's trying to dupe it, clone it, claim everything smells like it, even though it doesn't. Y'all know how I feel about that. I'm looking at you, Cloud. And yeah. This scent is everything, and it's still a love at first sniff. I'm still in love with you to this day. This is MFK's Baccarat Rouge 540. Ooh, this one, oh, I've been neglecting you. But oh, when I smelled you the other day when I was compiling this list for this video, I was reminded all over again. This scent. This is from the house of Chloe, you all, this next fragrance. And this is Chloe Nomade Absolute. Emphasis on the absolute. People talk about the original Chloe Nomade. No, I don't. She's forgettable. Just no. But the absolute version, now we're talking. The reason this scent was I love at first sniff, because I was in Sephora and I was like shopping, picking up some little travel size before I was about to catch a flight the next day. Wandered over to the fragrance section, smelled this one. I said, oh my goodness, I haven't smelled something with this type of profile since 2005, and specifically this scent reminds me of Miss Dior Sherry that used to exist the 2005 edition. If you know, you know. That scent had a cherry plum note, and this scent has a cherry plum note. That's what it was for me. It immediately took me back to 05 when I smelled that scent, and I owned multiple bottles of Miss Dior Sherry. That's why I refuse to purchase any of the flankers or new editions, new formulations of Miss Dior. No. 05 Miss Dior Sherry, which got discontinued, I found out like shortly after. That was the best one. But this scent right here puts me in that mindset. Yes, it has more of an oak moss, woody wanderer vibe, which I do like, but for me it is that cherry plum note, and it just immediately took me back to being in high school, almost going to college, like all of that. It took me back there. So again, this is Chloe Nomade Absolute. Love it first sniff. The next fragrance we have is from the house of Nishane. I remember sampling this one, and y'all, everything I got my life. I wore this recently, got my entire life, and I'm talking about none other than Nishane's 100 Silent Ways. Yes, 100 Silent Ways. This is fruity, floral. It's white floral. There's so much peach in here. I love wearing this to go out like at sunset when it's warm. Let me tell you, this is a certified head turner. I knew when I smelled this one, it was immediate love it first sniff. Out of all of my Nishanes that I own and I have sampled, this one was the easiest reach. This one is just, it just worked. I was like, I gotta have a bottle of that. I don't have to use up the whole sample. I immediately ordered a bottle. It was that good to me. And on top of that, this lasts forever. So it's pretty and fruity, and normally those type of scents do not last to me. But oh no, Nishane, you're gonna get a full day's worth or a full night's worth. And that's even more reason to love the scent. It's just giving. Nishane, y'all, they don't miss. They don't miss. They just don't. But this, in this case, this was a love at first sniff. I didn't have to use up the sample. So again, Nishane's 100 Silent Ways. Next up, we have another MFK fragrance. This is MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. This is another one, y'all. It's just easy. I was actually buying, which scent was I purchasing at the time? Oh, I was buying MFK's A La Rose, and the lovely SA put me some samples of Gentle Fluidity Gold in there. She was like, no, you need to smell this one. Smelled it, and I immediately loved it, and I told her I would be back for that. And I was. Used up the sample, and I purchased it 2 months later. Had to have it. This is just sugary vanilla. It's easy. This is just when I don't know what to wear. It goes with everything. This was Bay last summer, and I've been discovering my love for it again. As you can see, I do have a nice size dent in it, but it just works. And this is turned into my airport scent. I really like this. Again, Gentle Fluidity Gold by MFK. The next fragrance is from the house of Jo Malone, and this is a winter favorite at this point. Everything. Love it first sniff. This is my first Jo Malone purchase, and this is Jo Malone's Myrrh and Tonka Cologne Intense. This scent is sexy in cold weather. It has a little bit of spice to it, that myrrh in it. Y'all, Jo Malone went off when they made this, and this is one of the few Jo Malones that actually last on your skin. This is everything. I actually regret not getting the big bottle of this scent, because with it being my first one, I was like, well, let me, dip my toe in it, because I do like it, but let me dip my toe in a Jo Malone. And I was kind of nervous about, longevity, considering the rumors I'd heard. But oh no, Myrrh and Tonka, she lasts. She got me right, gave me everything I needed in cold weather, and I love it even more than I did when I first purchased it, actually. So yes, excellent fragrance. I think it's amazing. Check it out for winter. This is Jo Malone's Myrrh and Tonka. Now to bring it back to warm weather, this was a total love at first sniff after I sampled it. Ordered a whole bunch of samples from Tiziana Terenzi, smelled all of them. I said, oh, I already know which one I gotta have first, and that is none other than Tiziana Terenzi's Cassiopeia. Y'all, this is just sweet luxury goodness is what this is. It's fruity, it's bright, it's happy, it's sugary, and it's just amazing. Nothing in my collection smells like this. And in true Tiziana Terenzi fashion, it does last, and it just smells, it's grown folks sweet and sexy. That's just the best way to put this, and that's why I love it. So again, this is Tiziana Terenzi's Cassiopeia, and I am enjoying wearing you this summer. So staying on Tiziana Terenzi, when I again sampled those fragrances, I already knew the first one I had to have immediately was Cassiopeia, which I did order first. But the very close number 2, I had to get this one after Cassiopeia. I am talking about none other than Tiziana Terenzi's Draco. Yes, Draco. Now Draco actually is stronger than Cassiopeia. This smells like just fruity, musky shampoo, but all over your body. And this is stunning. It's everything. It smelled amazing on the test strip. The little sample gave me enough, but oh honey, it's another thing to be able to bathe in this. And with Tiziana Terenzi, a little bit goes a long way. And I still love this fragrance. I've been enjoying it for wearing in the summertime. So again, love at first sniff, Tiziana Terenzi's Draco. All right, we are at the end. The last two fragrances are both from the house of Killian. Get excited. So the next fragrance we're gonna talk about, this scent is so hype worthy, and then the bottle just magnified it. I'm talking about none other than Killian's Angel Share. Yo, I remember when I first smelled this fragrance at the Killian counter, I wanted it. I was like, I want that one. And unfortunately, it was sold out because it was like, no, this is like our #1 seller right now. Like, I don't have it to give you. And I said, I don't even have a sample of it. But they at least had a tester, so obviously I could smell it, that type of thing. This was one of those, I knew I had to have it as soon as I can get it. Then luckily, you all, when I saw my Sephora locally had it in store, and it was a 20% off VIB Rouge sale going on. So you already know what I spent my coupon on. This baby, I had to have Killian's Angel Share. You want to talk about boozy, spicy, cinnamon. Like, this is the holidays to me. But I will say, this actually wears very well even in warm weather. I wore this recently and I got so many compliments. So don't just save Angel Share for cold weather. Throw a few spritz on too at nighttime in the summer. Trust me on that. This is everything. And I mean, get into the bottle. Killian know what he doing. Just love at first sniff. Obsessed. Again, Killian's Angel Share. Then the last fragrance, that was a love at first sniff. This is important because this was the first Killian I ever purchased. This is the one that started it all. So that's how you know it's real. And that goes to, of course, Killian's Good Girl Gone Bad. Absolutely obsessed still with this scent. My Els that's been rocking with me, you already know how I feel about this baby. I can't live without it. It has to be in my collection. This was a summer staple and I still enjoy wearing it in warm weather. And yes, this is a head turner with the men's. But this one, again, we were at the Killian boutique, Head Elf and I, and we both smelled the test strip at the same time. We had the same exact reaction. We was like, oh, that's hard. Oh, that's it. And I asked him, I said, do you have this scent? He said, no, I have Good Girl. I said, okay, that's the one we're gonna get. I need it. And this one immediately went home with me. No second guess, didn't have to re-smell it. I knew I had to have it and it went home with me. Okay, I took a shower that evening, honey. I wore it to dinner that night. I had to have this on my body. Everything. Love Killian's Good Girl Gone Bad. So this is just everything to me. So all right, Els, that wraps up this list of love at first sniff fragrances. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are some of your love at first sniff fragrances? What were the ones that as soon as you smelled them you knew, oh, I gotta have this? Either I'm buying it right now or I'm saving up for it, and as soon as I can get it, I am buying this. I do not care what is going on in my life, I'm getting this. So as always, if you're digging me, subscribe to the channel. If you're digging the content, please hit that like button. And if you're not here for any of it, that is okay. I totally understand, but I still appreciate your view. And until next time, Els, I will catch y'all next video. Bye, y'all.